What's up guys? Today I've got a unboxing video for the Logitech Flight Yoke system and the Flight Rudder pedals. In this video I just want to go over my experience of unboxing the Flight Yoke and the Rudder pedals, along with giving you just a basic overview of what the actual physical setup looks like after you get it out of the box. I'm relatively new to flight sims myself, and I'm looking forward to using this setup in the new Microsoft flight simulator that comes out in a few days. So this won't be necessarily a setup video for any specific game, but merely just unboxing and a physical setup. So if you do have this system and you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm sure it would help quite a few people out if anybody comes across this video. It would definitely help me out a ton. So this is the unbagging of all the components that come with the yoke system. As you can see, I'm unbagging the clamp for the actual yoke itself there. That bag it contains the throttle quadrant clamp. And the next, I'm going to unbox the throttle quadrant, which comes with 3 levers that can be used for an assortment of different things, and you can buy an additional one if you want to do more dual engine flights. But it has 3 toggle switches on it, which equate to 6 buttons in general. And then the flight yoke itself that just got unboxed, it has many switches on it, and it's got a thing where you can change different modes as well, so you can actually map the same switch to multiple functions as long as you're switching through the modes. That allows you to use the same switch for multiple different things. And just a note, there were some screws that were packaged loosely in the corrugate packaging that go to the throttle quadrant and the throttle clamp, so just make sure you get those out before you throw away your packaging, or you won't be able to attach your clamp to your quadrant. So here's just some footage of me attaching the clamp to the quadrant. Again, there's 4 screws that were loose in that corrugate packaging, so if you didn't find those, then you would be lost on this step, just due to not having those screws. It's the final setup for the throttle quadrant. Basically, you just put this plastic bolt, you screw it in, and then you snap on this rubber foot, and as you tighten it, it'll clamp it to the disc. The clamp for the yoke system is similar in the fact that you use another plastic bolt and you just snap another rubber foot on top of it. After that, all you have to do is attach the clamp to the yoke. Just a note that the clamp will not stay in the yoke unless it's attached to a desk. Now that we've got the yoke on the desk, let's go over the buttons for it. On the back left of the yoke, there is a button there. There's also on the front left a toggle switch along with a POV hat. Across the front, there is a function button that switches between the time of day and a timer, as well as a start-stop button for the timer and a reset button for the timer. On the right of the yoke, there is a up and down toggle switch, which can be used for trim. There is a right and left toggle switch, along with a red button that can be used for ATC communication. On the back of the right stick, there is a mode slider, and what you can do with that is you can change all of the buttons and what they do for each mode. As you can see here, the yoke only goes 45 degrees in each angle, so it's not a full 180 degrees yoke, but it is very smooth with that 45 degrees. And here's the throttle quadrant connected to the desk. Just going through each of these levers, as you can see, when they get to 0, they click into place, and then they've got a additional space at the bottom that can be used for reverse, or it's additionally a button itself. Each of these caps can pop off. That's for the sense of if you get another throttle quadrant, you can pop the caps off and align the throttle levers together and such like that. At the bottom, there are 6 toggle switches. These go with the mode buttons as well, so if you change modes on the yoke, it also changes what those buttons can be mapped to. And here's the unboxing of the Logitech Flight Rudder pedals. As I said earlier, I'm new to flight simulators and I've never had a dedicated setup, so I believe these rudder pedals are a good beginning point to anybody that would be starting out with flight simulators. And now we'll go over some of the contents of that. So you get your instructions along with some carpet Velcro strips. It comes with heel rest extensions, and then of course it also comes with the rudder pedals themselves. The heel extensions, they can be either on the front or the back of the pedals. Here you can see I'm just sliding them into the holes on the front. They have little pegs that go into those holes and they hold them securely. And now we'll go over some of the features of the rudder pedals. As you can see on the screen, the rudder pedals are adjustable, so if you've got bigger feet, you can adjust those to make yourself comfortable. They also have a tension dial in the middle, so you can increase or decrease the force that it takes to move the pedals. And the pedals also include a independent control for the left and right toe brakes, so you can get more precise movements when you're on the runway. So here's another clip of the rudder pedals. After I got everything set up, I decided to move the heel extensions to the rear of the rudder pedals just to keep them from hitting the wall. So here's a clip of everything set up. I did set up in front of my Mac, although that is not the computer that I will be playing and recording on. It is just the easiest one to set up in front of right now. I do plan on recording some flight simulator videos in the future, so if there are any locations or specific flights that you want to see, please feel free to leave them in the comments below and we'll go through those. I also will do a review of the flight system after I've had some time to play around on it, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe.